America, with your hosts, Michael and Jacob.
Just let me eat you one time. Just let me eat you one time. And I guarantee you're gonna ask me to stay to your house. You're gonna sleep for 3 days, my baby. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna make you cry.
How you gonna show us?
Ay, ay, ay.
Ay, 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 indeed. How are you doing? Welcome into the channel, to the show. I'm back. I took some time away, but I'm back now, so don't worry. We're back. It was like I was asleep for 3 days, my baby. But hopefully you're too blessed to be stressed. Hopefully you're doing well and enjoying the holiday season. No matter what you celebrate, no matter what you want to do, hopefully it was filled with love. Because mine sure was. And I'm very thankful and very blessed for all the liberties that life affords me. So thank you for being here. If you are here live, I know it's a little late. And big up to those of you who maybe watch this on playback. I don't know. I'll try and keep it nice and short and sweet, so that way people are encouraged to then go watch it back on playback. However, I understand a lot of people, you watch it live, you already seen it. Why is anyone going to watch it back? So, but anyway, I'm going to say hello to the chat and we'll keep going through this. I feel like I haven't streamed too much a lot lately, so I just want to say apologies about that. However, I got to do what making the money. I got to make it the money, as Antonio would say. I got to make it the money. So I have to do the things that pay me the most. And unfortunately, it is required me to take a little bit back from the channel. But for those of you that stuck around through the ups, downs, and the MIAs, I appreciate that. And thank you very much. And, yeah, man, we keep trucking. We keep moving along. So big up to everyone who is here. And I'm not even going to say like and subscribe anymore because my last live stream, I think I got over 60 people who unsubscribed from the channel. So that was very nice. I guess Tottenham losing to Liverpool's that upsetting, that they have to unsubscribe for. I don't know. Maybe calling people cucks and bitches and all the other things. Maybe all that is catching up. Who knows? But whatever it is, I've thought about it, and I feel like I'm gonna be who I am. I'm gonna be the person and all the shit that I want to be. Not what anyone wants me to be, or not what I believe those people would want me to be. So I'm always going to be as authentic as possible. And sometimes that comes across in different ways that some people don't like. However, I don't give a fuck because I'm going to be me.
Oh, I'm feeling beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
And I'm feeling beautiful. I hope you're feeling beautiful too. But let's say hello to everybody before we crack on here. And reminders, there is a poll in the chat. And it was just, I didn't even know what to ask. So I just said, how you doing, baby? How you doing, baby? 33% says Spurs suck, Ange sucks, and life sucks. Well, that's unfortunate because that's 3 suckies in a row. But they say good things and bad things comes in threes. So you never know. Maybe that means since all the things are low now that they're going to be up very soon. Potentially, or either way, you're fucked.
Answer is yes, haha, you're fucked. All right, no, haha, you're fucked.
Yeah, either way, you're fucked. But there's a poll in the chat. Let me know how you feel, or don't. It's all good for you. I'm feeling blessed, baby. I'm feeling blessed. And right now, 32% says Tottenham got me stressing / life a blessing. I thought that was very creative of myself. So little slight round of applause for me. And then another 29% says been asleep 3 days, my baby. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, 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 indeed. And 7% says I'm good, baby. How you doing? I'm doing fantastic. I'm too blessed to be stressed, so I'm trying to alleviate all my stresses, and hopefully you've done the same. But let's crack on. Let's see who got here first. Bella. Hello, Bella. Long time no see. Says, big up Jacob. Ange has been given an official warning that results must improve or a change will be needed. And actually, I've got that tweet right here. Well, not exactly verbatim, but it's what I saw before the show started from Gary Jacob. Says that he retains the support of the club, which is not looking to change head coach, but there is an understanding that results must improve. I mean, I think we all would agree with that, right? No matter where you feel about shit. I don't know. But anyway, big up Bella. Hope you're doing well. Happy holidays. Big up Mile High Hotspur. Big up Leo, my G. Hopefully you're doing well. All the way up there, mile high, above sea level. Isn't that fun? Making good time. Happy holidays. Says, big up Jacob. Hope you had a lovely Christmas with the fam. Tottenham are struggling, but we move. You know, sometimes you got to move and you got to groove, baby. Isn't that nice? There's about another 11 seconds of that, so hopefully I don't get copyrighted. We will find out. Fucking SpongeBob music, god dang it. Always get me copyrighted, you dang SpongeBob music. Big up Zappoor. Happy holidays, my brother. Says, remove the Ange sucks part, and then that's my answer. Well, I just, I try to have a equal representation for all the people, because, sometimes I'm wah-wah, and sometimes other people want to be wah-wah, so... but I'm really glad to hear that. Well, actually, no, because then that means you think life sucks and Spurs suck, which that's not good. But I hope you're doing well. Yeah, hit a like on the way in, peoples. Big up making good time. Yes, come on, hit that like button. Big up Adrian says, good evening, Jacob et al. I believe that means and everyone. Stefan Blah. Happy holidays, everyone. We need players in certain positions, most notably at number 6. Ange still in. You leave Ange in too long, fingers might get wrinkly. How did that joke go down? Was that good or no? We'll see. Good evening, Jacob, and the rest of you crazy cats. Hope you and your family had a fantastic Christmas. And here's to a happy new year from Scotland. Big up, strange love, the doctor. That was my attempt at a Scottish accent. But I did watch Braveheart in the year of 2024. And I'll be honest. The quote that stuck with me the most was, you can lie down in your beds tonight. Or something like that. Or you can die for freedom. And I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, Mel Gibson. Oh, yeah, it felt good, Mel Gibson shit. But then they did all the horrible shit to him at the end. And that wasn't fun. But shout outs to you out there in Scotland, i.e. And also Groundskeeper Willie from SpongeBob. It's also a Scottish thing. I know that, and Sir William Wallace, baby. Oh, and then I also started watching some show called Outlander, and I think it's like not actually what I thought it was, and it's just like a weird romance novel that they brought to life. But that takes place in Scotland, and it's a beautiful scenery. Beautiful scenes out there, but hope you're well, strange love. Hello, Mud FC. Hey man, been a rough week Spurs wise. Yeah, it has. It has. I said we got to get our sack back, and then I thought we did. I said you got to go out there and put some on there. Show them that you can hang, and this is what we showed
half
them.
of it already.
Nah, you ain't. I don't need no narrators. It's just me. They only supposed to hear you. I ain't gonna let him show me up.
I need some water though.
Good.
Fuck y'all, I need some water.
Cut, bro. Cut. Just cut. Let's try this again. Cut. Yeah, let's cut, man. Cut. I said cut. Little tiny ass bottle of Hennessy. That's crazy to me. Big up Fifth Elemento, my brother. How you doing? Hopefully San Antonio was treating you real nice. Merry late Christmas. Merry late Christmas to you and to your entire family. Hopefully y'all too blessed to be stressed. Big up Jacob in the chat. Big up Marshall. How you doing, baby? Hello, Elijah. Big up Jacob. Big up Elijah every single time. Make sure you subscribe to Too Much of E. I haven't actually watched your videos, but I saw some of them. And you know what? I don't understand why you make the thumbnails the way that you do, but I actually like them. I think it's like weirdly simplistic and creative, and I like it. So congrats for that. I don't know why I said congrats. But hope you had a good Christmas as well, Fifth Elemental. Big up to you. You don't have to stream all the time. You got to do what you got to do. We get it, Jacob. Yeah, we do. I'm sure people think that it coincides with the fact that we aren't winning or that we lost or whatever. Just accepted the state of Spurs until we have injuries returning and investment. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of where we're at, right? In the summer, I didn't want Ben Davies here. I said we should replace Ben Davies. And now it's like devastating news that Ben Davies has a further setback in training. And it's weird because no one was talking nice to him before this season, except for this young lady.
I call you Daddy Davies when I see you play on TV.
Daddy Davies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you say? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay.
You like that? Can I call you Daddy all the time?
If you want.
Yeah, except for her, man. Wagwan Donna, Wagwan to you and your Santa Claus hat. Chang, how you doing? Says if you need someone to bounce your ideas and views, observations off in the next hour or so of the show, I'm available for another 3 hours. It's a big up, Chang. Yeah, man, I'll drop you the link. Let me see. I gotta drop the link. I don't know how much time I have. I do got to keep it quick and succinct, but I feel like you asked me last time and I said the same thing. So I was like, let me get you in here. Where you at there, Chang? There you are. Trying to find you on the WhatsApp. I broke my phone, y'all. My phone is broke. So the only WhatsApp I have is on the computer. But I put it in the group chat, Chang. So you should see it there. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you as well. We like you because you're unashamedly you. Yes, I am. I always will be, you know. It's just me. It's who I am. Big up Jacob in chat. Come on now. Finn Rickwood. How you doing, baby? Hopefully they're talking to you nicely. But even if they're not, who cares? Because you know what, Finn? If they're not talking to you nicely, just really simply tell them this.
Before you start gossiping about me, love, scratch your minge, sniff your fingers, because you have got bigger fish to fry.
All right. Scratch your minge. Sniff your fingers. I voted and I'm good. Hey, I'm good, baby, too. I'm good. A very good Saturday to you. It's still Friday for me there, Chang. I know you're in the future and all. Spurs GCTV, Yo-Yo, Jacob, and Chewy. I hope you and your family had a great Xmas. Big up, Spurs G. I hope you did, too, as well. There's Chewy, if you can see him. I guess you can see his shoulder, but that's about it. 729, absolutely shocking. Is that the area code you live in? I've never been to the area of 729, but big up Daniel Wang. How about you buy the man some players, eh? Buy who? Me? What you talking about? I told you. It is my fault. Blame me for the lack of players. Big up Leo. Salam alaikum, y'all. Alaikum salam. Royale, hope you're doing well. Shit ain't looking good at the lane. Not at this current moment. Daniel says we're officially heading into the relegation zone. Is that so? I didn't know that. I was unaware. I didn't know we were in relegation zone. I thought that was a little further down the table, but hey, what do I know? Mr. Jacob, I'm giving you the news that the board has decided to back Mr. Postecoglou, but by the middle of January, he needs to improve results. It's not a warning. It's just a mid-year evaluation. All right. Very nice. Very, very nice. Where are we at? Maybe we need to be relegated to get everyone on the same page. Well, Bella, you may want relegation for people being on the same page. I say, fuck that. Win a trophy this year. Don't get relegated. I'm perfectly good with that. There's still half a season left. We've been top at Christmas, then shut the bed, so we can still get back up to 4th, 5th, 6th. Mud FC, I was just thinking about this the other day. I was like, because I was talking to my family about, like, you know, we were top of the league once at Christmas, and I was boasting in front of them, like, haha, we will do the damn thing. And then and then it all fell apart. So, like my son just said, anything can happen, but it's okay. Some people want to cry, and sometimes I want to cry too.
Crying in the corner, huh? Mind if I join you? No, go ahead.
There it is. There it is. And speaking of there it is, there he is. United Chang of America. How are you doing, buddy? Long time no speak. Happy holidays.
A very good Saturday morning to you from Southeast Asia, Mr. Jacob O'Riven. It's been a good long time since I've been on the show or even on any of your streams. I think the last one being a watch-along halftime review of the first half. This might not sound like a nice thing for me to open with, but I remember now that it was the Brighton away match. We were leading 2-0 at halftime. I was coming into the stream all jiggly and all excited for the second half. And we all know how that away game ended. But how are you doing today? I hope you have had a fantastic festive month so far. I really still am looking to end 2024 on a high. The same way I started, or rather, the same way I ended 2023 on a high. On your very first members call-in show a whole year ago, I could not have envisioned and imagined how my YouTube stint would have turned out ever since that monumental first ever members call-in show of yours. And yeah, really missing you, absolutely missing you, especially on the We Are Tottenham TV pre-match pump-ups. I really do hope that you might make a reappearance anytime soon.
Yes, so I did tell the boys at the beginning of the season that if it's a game that's in the middle of the week, I can't make it because I got, my main job, which is looking after my kids. But then as of late, what's messed me up is because I've been working at night for my father-in-law, and it's been... yeah, it's made it tough to wake up super early for some of those. So I remember I woke up for one of the most recent ones on the weekend, and I literally woke up and was like, I think I'm going to throw up if I don't go back to sleep. So I just text the group like, I don't feel very good. And luckily Kate and Jimbo from The Perfect Match, luckily they've been holding it down. So big up Jim, big up Kate every single time. I'm going to say hello to some of the people here in the chat. I'm almost caught up. Big up Easy Gamer, Merry Christmas to you. Cascade says Ange in forever. They're Chelsea fans, so they're probably trying to take the piss. Not sure if I'm Ange in or out, but geez, I'm tired of Ange out trying to shout louder and name calling. Easy Gamer, I found you the clip of Ange out.
I cry every fucking day when I don't get my way. Would you like to play? Cause I'm Caillou. I don't give a fuck about what you say. So mommy.
So I love that. It's a little great. Eli Greco. Hello. That's a new name. Greco. That's the name of the company, one of the companies that my father-in-law has. But it says, can you sing Hands in His Pocket song, bro? Big love from Australia, my G. What is the Hands in the Pocket song? He's got, I don't remember what it was to the tune of. I just remember it was during the watch along, like singing about his hands in his pockets. He's got his hands in his pockets tonight. Something like that. You're on mute. But it's like hands in the pockets tonight.
He's got his hands in his pockets tonight.
I'm trying. Yeah. I can't remember the tune. Maybe I should pull up the live stream, and then I'll know. But I kind of forgot what it was to the tune of. But real quick, Chang, let me ask you. I was just thinking about this because Easy Gamer says not sure if I'm Ange in or out. Where are you at with Ange Postecoglou?
I am in with him to the end of the season because right now to be changing managerial personnel would be nothing short of disastrous. Full credit to Big Ange, regardless of the injuries, the up and downs that we've had in the league. We still are very much in the semi-finals of the League Cup, and that's all that's all down to Big Ange. He got past both the Manchester teams en route to setting up a home and away semi-final setup. with Liverpool next month. So I would give Ange the benefit of seeing out this entire season. And you never know. You never know what we might just recruit next month in the beginning of January of 2025. The winter transfer window opens, and he might just get another Dragoshin. Now that the Dragoshin that we recruited at the beginning of the year has found himself onto the treatment table as well, alongside Big Daddy Davis and Romero and Van der Ven. So maybe we're hoping for another Dragoshin or two, maybe even recalling Ashley Phillips from his loan. We might even get another Bergvall, or better still, terminate Timo Werner and bring in someone else that Big Ange feels can do a better job than Werner.
Now, when you say terminate, I automatically think the Terminator with Arnold Schwartz. Is that what you mean? Give him the old android treatment?
Just get him off the wage bill, show him the door, put him on the first plane back to Germany, and get someone.
But we don't even have a backup actually now for Son. Like, as much as I agree, it's just we're at such a strange place with the squad as it is that I'm like, I just don't know.
The way
sending Timo away, does that somehow like make us good? No.
If we could get someone who can play left wing and center forward, or even auxiliary striker.
That's what Odebert was supposed to be, right?
Yes, exactly. But he's been missing for pretty much the entire first half of this whole season, barring his debut. And that is what really irks me the most, more so than Big Ange and his sometimes questionable tactics, which is the medical department.
I don't actually think, just for the record, I heard you say questionable tactics. I don't actually think they're questionable. I think the players trying to execute it is questionable. I've begun to question the adaptability thing, because as much as I love being rigid and stuck to my ways that have worked, it's very, very clear that we have fucking potato guns and BB guns and airsoft guns, and we're literally going into war versus people who are armed with actual guns. And so to a degree, I'm starting to even get to a point where maybe there is like, maybe it is so bad that Ainge should just say, you know what? Let me change it and do it all different. And then when these players fail to win, when we change it and do what they want, I'm at a place where I feel just like I don't even care anymore. I was watching the game and I felt really like dull during it. It was very boring. I was very sleepy. This is maybe the second time I've been like sleepy watching the game since I've been a fan. And one of the other times was with Conte or Stellini, I don't remember. But it's just like I'm waking up at what hour to watch this, and I'm watching it, and it's actually like annoying the fuck out of me. So it's like at this point, I am not Ainge do this, Ainge in, Ainge out, Ainge anything. I'm just here. I'm just here, and I'll support Ainge as long as he's our manager. And when he's not, I will just support whoever we bring in, because I feel lifeless almost at this point in regards to what I think we're going to do. I don't blame Ainge at all either, because everything that we've seen under his tutelage is shit I've seen before. So how the fuck am I going to blame Ainge for behavior and ineptitudes that I've seen for years and years before I even knew what Postecoglou was? So to me, it just seems a very simplistic, easy choice to be like, oh yeah, it's Ainge's fault. You bring anyone out. Oh, I have screenshots of big YouTube channels saying I would have rather have Ryan Mason in than Ainge. And to me, like, we are so lost because we are at a point where people are actually saying, I would prefer to see Ryan Mason than Ainge Postecoglou. And to me, you've seen Ryan Mason fucking 2-3 times. I'm losing count. It's enough. And, I used to get angry. I used to get pissed. I used to get this or that. But now it's like with the results, I don't even care. I don't care. Why would I defend what is clearly not working? Why would I continue to say that I think anything different is going to happen when these players are proven that they can't do it? Like, the tactics create these chances that the players fail to take. And it's like week in and week out, they fail to execute the tactics. And only against the best, or supposedly best, like the big matches, is when they actually look like doing it. And we fell short versus Chelsea, and we fell short versus Liverpool. But there was still aspects of those matches that I was kind of proud to see this amalgamated lineup, this weird butcher Frankenstein lineup that we have, where potentially we're going to go into Wolves this weekend with 2 midfielders playing center back. That's where we're at.
You
I'm
never
supposed
know.
to blame Ange?
Dorrington. We might just see Alfie Dorrington.
We bought the center backs we bought, Ashley Phillips and Radu Dragusin. Like, were those Ange's signings? Do either one look like a physical prototype of a center back that could do the things that we want? No. But so, like, at some point, it's like, I blame the club. I blame them. But like, I'm not saying I blame Ange with all this. I'm not saying he's blameless. I'm saying it's just like, at this point, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You sack him, you bring anyone else in. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Ram says Ange will never be blamed. You're just not listening, Ram. All right. So I don't know what else to tell you. Like, he has been blamed. I blame him for the lack of subs at certain times, but then I look at the subs and I say the same thing that he said last year, and Antonio Conte said last year, and managers before that said. I look at the bench and I don't see anything in there that's going to fucking change the way this is going. So whether we all play FIFA and think, oh, at this time I would have done this sub, at this time based on this and that, that's all just, what is it, splitting hairs?
Yeah, splitting hairs.
But to me, we've done things that other managers, we have not beaten Manchester United, how good or bad they've been in the last, we haven't beat them since fucking at home in front of fans since Clint Dempsey.
Yes,
and Gareth Bale played for us.
Yes.
But Ange goes in there and gets a draw, then wins in his first 2 years. To me, I feel like Ange can deal with the amount of bullshit being thrown at him. I'm just tired of seeing it, personally. But sorry, Cheng, go ahead. You were going to say something.
I was trying to say something about the loss to Forest, if there's any consolation to anyone who would listen, that of all the losses, of all the narrow losses, the single solitary goal marginal losses that we've had so far this season, that loss against Forest was the one defeat I felt that was undeserved, in a sense that we actually created enough to get something out of it. If only Johnson had been a lot more clinical in front of goal. That is the only silver lining I'll take out of it, compared to, say, the losses against Bournemouth and Ipswich and Palace, even against Woolwich in the North London derby, or even the hammering we got at the hands of Galatasaray away in Turkey. That loss against Forest, I think, was somewhat undeserved, but that's why you have to take your chances. And again, this has to go back to the recruitment, Johan Lang or Lange or however you pronounce him. And I really do hope we actually get some substance over the line come January. Because as you rightly mentioned, you look at the bench, you sort of think to yourself, where are the game changers? Where are the players who can actually step up and be counted for when the team, the club, the squad, even your manager needs you to be that game changer? I look at that squad, I look at that bench, I'm thinking to myself, maybe it's Maddison. Maybe if Maddison came on at halftime, he might have a whole half to see if he can dictate play, set up a lot more chances. But when he came on for that last half an hour,
Maddison has been fucking ass. He is a 33% guy. He's like me in high school. I give you about 33% effort, not equal B. And I think that's enough. And you get to college and you get to the real world, you can't give no 33% and still be successful in any fucking avenue. Even in YouTube. If I worked at it 33% as much as like the 100% that I put in now versus 33%, the amount of drop off, shit, instead of losing 60 subs after a stream, I'd probably lose about 100. But I left this comment up from Miss Bunny. Big up Miss Bunny or Mrs. Bunny. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it correct, but says, I will never understand a manager who spoke so much about trophies, etc., but buys young players. It makes no sense. Well, let me dissect this for you here, Mrs. Bunny. So he didn't speak so much about trophies. It was an interviewer asking him a question and they phrased it and said, so you usually win in your second year. And he said, no, I don't usually win in my second year. I always win in my second year. He was literally just stating a factual piece of information. It wasn't him talking so much about trophies. It was a quote that a lot of people took and ran. So I would suggest just please listen to the quotes before you allow yourself to develop such a strong opinion against or for. Because even when I see a quote, I'm like, oh, that really resonates with me. Well, let me hear him say it so I can feel it is my opinion. But he buys young players. If you believe he bought these players, then you believe Jose wanted Joe Rodon. You believe Antonio Conte wanted Richarlison. You believe Antonio Conte wanted Fraser Forster and Jed Spence. And he verbally said he did not want Jed Spence. So we have evidence that this club buys players for the club, not for the manager, because they fucking said it. So to me, nothing about this statement is right in any sense. So when you say it makes no sense, your comment makes no sense because none of it is factually true. But anyway, big up,
and I feel that the only Big Ange signing, if you can call it that, one of the only players that Big Ange actually signed off for, or rather he gave the green light, was probably Solanke, and that's
Solanke and Brennan Johnson. I give him credit and blame for all their goods and bads, is what I will say. And Odebert, because he did also say Odebert was a player that he wanted last summer, or that he was trying to get in January or something. And Burnley was like, no, we can't let you have him, kind of a thing. So those three are confirmed. He was like, I want that guy. And he, not because he said, oh, these are all my players. Like it takes, and most of the people in the chat, I'm assuming, are adults. So as an adult in life, I'm sure you've come across moments where you're like, this guy's saying this, but that's not actually how it is. And you say, oh, they're doing that because of X, Y, and Z. And now for every variable, for every person, it's a different variable what the X, Y, and Z value is. But my point in saying that is, it's very strange to me, and I find it very weird when people take like what Miss Bunny said, and they take it and they say, oh, he talks so much about trophies. He was correcting a incorrect question. They said you usually win. He said, nah, bitch, everywhere I've been, my second year I win. This is now my second year. I'm aiming to win. That is the aim. And they take that and they say, oh, you're talking so much about trophies there, bud. And then they say he bought all these players, 300 million, 400 million Ainge spent, whatever. Oh, no other manager has been back like this. Again, applying context and critical thinking to the situation would make me believe that, well, I know Jose Mourinho is a fucking world-class manager. He didn't want Gedson Fernandez. He didn't want Carlos Vinicius. He didn't want Joe Rodon. He asked for a whole bunch of different players, and he got what he got. But if I'm to believe what the people who hold that price tag over Ange's head believe, well, Jose's a shit talent ID, Conte shit talent ID, Poch shit talent, everyone that's been shit talent ID. I just don't believe that that's true.
Really makes you wonder how much different this season would have been if Don Paratici was still involved in the transfers and not Johan Lang. And that really makes me question as well, why did we even get someone like Johan Lang, who was he wasn't exactly a reject for Villa, but Villa didn't do anything to try and hold on to him, and that actually speaks volumes really. If someone like Johan Lang was any good with the recruitments, if he is really that astute when it comes to identifying talent when for clubs, and it really does make it seem very bleak really in terms of our recruitment. But I really do hope that in a week's time, when that January transfer window opens, I hope we do the business early as we did in the first week of this year, the Bergvalls and the Dragushins, because we really do need those reinforcements as soon as possible, preferably even before the first leg of our semi-final encounter with Liverpool at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Because if we were to get anything out of these semi-finals, it has to happen in that first leg. And in order for that to happen, I think we need to get our January transfers in soonish. But I just like to ask you this about what you feel is practical for us in January. What are the positions that you would feel need immediate reinforcements to even have any sort of hope of finishing this season on a high, Mr. Wolverhampton?
Every position in the back four, 2 positions in the midfield, and every position in the front line.
So basically, it's almost like a wholesale. It's almost
we need to treat it like it's a summer window, Chang. We need to treat this window like it's a summer window. No, but realistically, like we've got Vuskovic coming in the summer. I think we are going to need at least 1 center back, at least 1 fullback, at least 1 midfielder, and at least 1 attacker. That is the fucking bare bones minimum. We need help in all departments. Now, Mikey Moore's coming back, but again, he's a fucking child. Odebert's eventually, I guess, hopefully going to come back from the black hole that is our physio room. So, but we don't know. Richarlison, we don't know. We don't have a backup striker. Like, we need a striker. We need 2 backup wingers. Because if Timo goes, we're going to need a warm body who can run. That's why I don't think Timo's leaving in January. I think,
do you think Will Ange will be able to do something? Do you think Will Ange will be able to put in a shift? Much the same as he did?
I think what I've seen from him is enough to say that he has some really positive traits and qualities. However, I don't know that I've seen enough versus Premier League competition to say yes or no. But again, I've seen our players, be very good versus, Man City players, but then play, average versus Coventry, Qarabag, or Roma, you know what I mean? Rangers, all these matches. To answer your question, everywhere. What's my main priority? I don't know. Everywhere. It's like the boat is leaking and there's holes everywhere. They're all equally squirting in the same amount of water. So which hole do you plug first? I don't fucking know. We just got to start plugging. That's all I know, Cheng. Ms. Bunny says, I don't believe they're his players, but why does he say there is? To me, and I want to make this very clear, I don't know if this is the right or the wrong way to do it, but my perception of why he does the whole white knight putting his chest on the line for these players that are not his players, some people are going to say he's a yes man or it's this or that. I believe he's just old school, like an old man, an old head of the household. My dad, my wife's dad, every older gentleman around his age that you talk to, if anything goes wrong, it's on you. If the house in some way, your kids broke the sink and it's not working, that's you who has to fix it. That's you who has to get the things to fix it. Cheng, you can interrupt me at any moment you want, but I think
that's accountability. That right there is
accountability. It's not only accountability, but I feel like it's like almost white knighting, doing the whole I'm the man, so I have to bear the brunt of this criticism or the blame, or like the manager does at a restaurant. If the customer says this dish is wrong or there's a hair in this dish, the one who pays out of it is the higher up you go. That's whose dollars that came out of. So they are suffering. They didn't put the hair there, but they are suffering for it. Now, I think that's a little bit of the That's my assumption of why Ange does it. I don't know. Maybe he is what everyone says, and it's all these things that everyone wants to say about him. I just don't think that that's true, because I look at his past behaviors, I look at his current behaviors, and I think of the ones that he's done here or there. And to me, Ange at every juncture has always been sometimes too honest, and people don't like it. People want him to be more like, actually, I think that, no, he's a dude. He's just like any of us, in my opinion. And that's why, for me, I don't put too much like yay or wah on what he says, because it's always going to be like what I just think he's a genuine person, and he's too honest, and that honesty is biting him in the ass just a little bit. I see we've got a membership chat for 3 months. Skolex says, what is the point of Spurs? Big up Skolex. And we have 282 people in the house. So big up everyone from the raid, from Don Hassam, from El Awa. Did enjoy that. It was a good show we did over there. There's about 300 of y'all here. So come on, hit that like and subscribe. I'm going to create a banner, and it's going to say, did you sub or unsub? And I'm going to do ... sub tracker. You like that? I'm at 62 minus 62. There we go. And it's going to scroll across the bottom. I feel like I was going to do kind of like a stock market live update. This is how many people have unsubscribed from me today so far. Well, since the last time I streamed, it's been minus 62 subscribers. So there's over 300 people here now. If there's 60 of y'all that want to help, help the deficit, don't or do, it doesn't matter. It's fucking, who cares? It's just an arbitrary number at the end of the day. Big up Paul, the Hotspur hippie. Big up Zapur as well. Big up everyone in the chat. The chat is absolutely flying. People are saying Forest, so I'm assuming y'all are over from Don Hassam. Big up to you. Wallahi, you're finished. Yeah, I think so. Bro, Ange is Greek. He's super old school. Chang, what do you think about that? You're a man. You're the head of a household. If someone says your child, your wife, your house, your people did X, Y, and Z, how do you respond?
That's taking accountability, as I mentioned earlier. And if this household or family members of yours are yours to bear, and their actions are a reflection of you as a head of the family, the head of the household, or just a general father figure to your family that looks up to you, then yeah, I feel that at any one time, if you are the head honcho, you are accountable and you are responsible for their actions, their their everyday, day-to-day things that they do in life. Then yes, you have to rein in the discipline if and when it matters. But going back to what you said earlier about Big Ange and how he feels that he is accountable for his players' actions or the things that they do on and off the pitch, that for me is actually putting it out there to the media, the fans, everyone concerned that what these players do, I'm the one who has the final say. If they are not carrying out my instructions to the letter, then that is on me. I'm the one who told them to do that. If they're not doing it, then I will get someone else to come in and do it for them. Or if they are unable to, just run and press and track back and do all these sort of things that is expected from my Ange ball footballing philosophy, then that's on me as well. I'm the one who chose the players. I pick the subs. I call the strategies, and if it's not working, that's totally on me. And I get where he's trying to come from. He's trying to sort of shield his players, try and create a sort of barrier for his players to play and to perform in a sort of bubble, if you will, a sort of barrier away from all the white noise that comes from the media, the journals, even some of the negative fans who get on the players' back. And to some extent, that actually works. And it actually worked for him in Asia, in Australia, even in Scotland. But in the Premier League, that might not be the best way to go about it, especially knowing how unforgiving some of our fan base and even the the pundits and the media can be when it comes to singling out every single little misgiving or shortcoming that the squad may have. And this is where I feel Big Ange has to change for the better. Not necessarily for the club or the players, but just for himself in general. The players themselves are grown men, as you tried to, reference earlier, the players themselves being accountable for their actions. If, let's say, Brennan Johnson, he missed his chances to actually get something out of the game against Forest, then instead of trying to protect him, he should be doing what he did for Werner a week ago. So when he singled out Werner as not being good enough, or he's not really living up to his expectations, he's not really putting in the shift as expected from someone on his salary. And that, for me, should be the way going forward, to a point where the players themselves know that they are now grown-ups. They are accountable for their performances on the pitch, and if they aren't pulling their weight, then there should be no excuse why they shouldn't be dropped from the match day squad. And that actually worked to a certain extent last season when Maddison was dropped, if you remember, towards the end of last season, even after he came back from injury. I thought we would see a new Maddison this season, and I thought we would see a new Johnson, which we did at the beginning of the season when he was scoring like 6, 7, 8 games in a row for both club and country. And it did give me hope that this would be the season where we actually kicked on and we actually improved from last season. But somehow or other, the injuries, the suspensions, even the international duties haven't done us any favors. And this is where I would say that for Big Ange to actually get something to salvage from this season, he should let the players now take responsibility for their performances on and off the pitch. And he shouldn't be always there to shield them from the press, from the media, even from the fans who get on the players' back, whether it's on social media or from the sidelines or even from the stands come match day. The players need to step up. They have to, be responsible and be accountable for their actions and their performances. And I really hope to see something different this Sunday against Wolves, because if, and this is a big if, Mr. Wolverhampton, if we do lose against Wolves on Sunday, regardless of what the board thinks, regardless of what Levy or the hierarchy or anyone else that has a final say in keeping or showing Ange the door, the pressure would truly be on him to even stay at the helm come 2025. And the players themselves have to know this. If they don't perform, if they screw up and Big Ange gets the sack before the start of the next year, then that's on the players who aren't able to even get something at home against Wolverhampton Wanderers. I know this might be a bit misguided for me to think that, Wolverhampton Wanderers, they are below us in the table, we should be able to walk all over them and get something out of them. Wolverhampton Wanderers, for anyone here who's bothered to look them up on their recent form, they have had 2 clean sheets back to back. So I think that us getting even a single point out of them, taking them for granted on Sunday, that would be very. It's not arrogant. It's sort of like looking down on the opposition even before we played them, even before the kickoff whistle. So I hope the players do not do that, because we've seen that multiple times this season, whether it's against Palace or Ipswich or Bournemouth or even any of those European clubs that we feel we can get something out of that those fixtures. Come Sunday, the players and the players themselves, they have to know what's right for themselves and the club. And I think this has to start from the very top, from our club captain, Sonny. I don't know whether you saw enough of Son this season to warrant an extension of his contract beyond this season, if he has any say in the matter at all. If we are to get something against Wolves, then it has to start from our club captain, Sonny, all the way back to Fraser Foster. we thought that we had seen the last of his, his mistakes, his shortcomings against Chelsea. Well, it did happen again against Liverpool, and to a certain extent, almost against Forest as well, where he was almost punished in the second half. But yeah, those players, Mr. Warrivan, they have to really earn their pay on Sunday against Wolves.
No, and Wolves specifically for us, I believe they got all 6 points last year. And that was with, I know one of them, Eric Dyer, played, so take that as you will. But I don't know. To me, Premier League aside, like, I don't have too much real, like, anticipation, but I kind of always go back to the thing is, like, in the summer, where was I at with it? Did I care where we finished in the Premier League? Did I think we'd really be challenging for a Premier League title? No. So I'm not that real bothered by it as long as we're all in all competitions. However, what happened versus Liverpool, while I was proud of the resiliency to never give up from some of the players, it has me worried for the 2 fixtures of the next leg in the Carabao Cup. So the Carabao Cup and what's left in the Carabao Cup, Liverpool, Arsenal, Newcastle. Right? Arsenal plays Newcastle. Yeah. So for me, that's not going to be an easy one to win. However, our hope is that they play the kids because Liverpool's in a title race. Arsenal are trying to be in one, and Newcastle, if we end up playing them in the final, God help us. So it's looking hairy in that one. Europa's looking hairy because of how we stacked up against some of the better competition in it. I wasn't real bleeding of confidence after Roma specifically. Galatasaray, I kind of figured they'd toss us around a little bit because we were going to be in Turkey, and that's a tough place to go. So out of all the 3 competitions, still curious to see how the FA Cup shakes out. We're in the semifinal of another. There's no way I'm sacking a manager because of how the fuck can I be so upset at Tottenham still for sacking Jose before a cup final, and we're talking about sacking a manager before a semifinal. That's not me. Pepe, big up Pepe for supporting the channel here. Says, how does it feel to support a trash team? How does it feel?
Watch, I love it. I love my fucking city, Chuco Town, aka the Sun City.
Yeah, it feels like that. It also feels like this.
Go on, Skamaka, you fucking idiot! The guy played the perfect match, you fucking lazy bastard! What a fucking lazy bastard this month!
So it really gives you all the range of emotions. You know what I mean? You're looking for all of it. It's got all of it for you. Big up Sinead. Sinead 3 says, not the kids with the not the kids is, I was asking, yeah. I miss the feeling after that Man City win. I'll be honest. The feeling after that Man City win was fantastic.
We might just get that feeling back after the first leg against Liverpool at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, assuming they are not going to, prioritize the League Cup over the lead at the top of the Premier League table. Which I'm not saying that this actually gives me hope that we might scrape through against them. I just hope that we have something to show for in that first leg after all the hardship and the effort put into the League Cup. And as far as ending this calendar year with a bang, I think it has to start with Wolves, regardless of us having no fit centre backs or having a backup goalkeeper or our forwards not really, firing on all cylinders week in, week out. I think that if the players put in a decent effort, something for us fans to cling on to have any sort of a glimmer of hope going into the new year, it has to start this Sunday. And as far as the team is concerned, I mean, the injuries that we've had thus far is unprecedented. I've never once in my 30 odd years of supporting this club ever seen us have no fit centre backs, a backup goalkeeper having to cover for those unfit centre backs, midfield that is riddled with suspensions and international duties and whatnot. And you just look at it, it's everything and anything that could have possibly gone wrong for us and Big Ange this season did just that. That's all I have to say on this. It's just plain luck, rotten luck at that too. But it's the end of the year. January is just around the window. If Daniel Levy and Inik and the hierarchy are going to put their money in their mouths where it counts, now is the time to spend, and not spend on youngsters. Spend it on players that can actually walk into the team or even any other club for that matter. Forget about this business model of buying youth and trying to groom them and sell them at a profit a few years down the line. We need players now who can save the season or even save the club for that matter from mediocrity. Because if we don't close the gap on the Villas, the Newcastles, the likes of the Bournemouths and Fulhams and even Brightons are catching up. And that's the reality. If you don't reinforce and
Daniel, Dorrington wasn't on the bench, by the way. So you can't really say put Dorrington in when he's not even in the fucking squad. And also, if Ainge is playing Basuma over Dorrington, clearly there's something that Basuma does more efficiently. I don't know. I'm all for giving the youth a shot, trying it out, but like we didn't have him on the bench, so we had the only unused subs we had Brandon Austin, Sergio Reguilon, Callum Oluseyi, and Will Lancashire. I don't know that any of them changed the dynamics of that bullshit I was watching. I agree. I'm kind of like, just give Dorrington a try, fuck it. But there's clearly something that, you know, like even with Ashley Phillips, we're talking about recalling him from Blackburn, I think it's at Blackburn?
Yeah.
Or Plymouth? I can't remember. But like, if Ainge liked the profile and the makeup of the guy, he wouldn't have gotten sent away on loan. Like Reguilon's only there because we couldn't get rid of him. But now he's actually on the bench and he came onto he actually wore a fucking Tottenham shirt and played. Reguilon. That motherfucker was twerking for United last year. Oh, go United. Ooh, let me shake that ass, that little Spanish rump. For what? They're like, go United. Good luck, boys. It's like, shut the fuck up. Who's paying your phone bill, Reguilon? Anyway, I'm getting distracted with that fucking asshole.
I stand corrected though earlier. Ashley Phillips is actually with Stoke this season. He was with Blackburn last season.
Stoke, that's right. Yeah.
He's with Stoke now.
Stoke. Yeah, but we're cooked. We're cooked. Imodine, this is, I saw a comment from you earlier says that's a poor excuse for keeping a manager. Arsenal sacked Wenger when he was in a quarterfinal. Well, we're not in a quarterfinal, baby. We're in a semifinal. So talk to me nicely. But also, I would say for where Emery was, like they were wanting him to do, he was doing what kind of Jose did, which was, I'm going to prioritize the competitions I know I'm going to win this year, which is cups. And they're like, we need you to focus on the league. That's my understanding. I'm not an Arsenal. Correct me if I'm wrong, Arsenal people. But I'm pretty sure the Emery thing was because they wanted him to focus on the league. And he was like, no, thank you. And they're like, go bye-bye. Go bye-bye. But that, I don't know. I could be wrong there. Trying the youth out when we're down by 1 is an awful idea. But Zapur, if he had, we didn't have much youth to even try out, to be honest. But I would say this: they would say, how naive and dumb is Ange for playing this player when he should have played this player that I think would have done better. So it's all, you know, when you lose, it's easy to nitpick every fucking thing because you lost. When you win, you know, you can still nitpick. Nitpicking never stops, right, Chang?
Yep, I absolutely agree. Especially if you are spoiled for choice. If you look at the players that we had at the beginning of the season, you will be thinking, oh, you know what? We have sufficient backup, or rather, we have sufficient cover for every single position. It's only when those players start dropping like flies, and then you are left down to your bare bones, or as things stand, you have no one to call upon, then that's where your nitpicking actually stops, and that you actually have to really take a good hard look at what you really have, and just be counting your blessings rather than always thinking that the grass is greener on the side, which actually goes back to nitpicking on our managers. I mean, for the people who want Big Ange out, if you think that Ryan Mason can do a better job than him, then why isn't he?
No, they love doing the. This is why I've enjoyed, and I think the holidays couldn't come at a better time for me, because I've actually not watched Spurs YouTube for a long time. Other YouTubers, because there's this whole like falsehood of like, oh, Tottenham channels are all this community. We're a Tottenham community. Let's all be a community. Bitch, you ain't bringing sugar to my door. We ain't no fucking community. You're just a house that live in the same goddamn area code, i.e. Spurs fandom. So I don't believe in this whole like, oh, we're a community. Don't be mean to the community. I like to hold people accountable for what they say.
Yep.
So when Paul the Hotspur hippie makes a video calling people out for things that they've said, things that they've tweeted, and they go all victim and do, oh, the community shouldn't have been so mean to me. It's like, maybe just don't be a piece of shit, or don't say piece of shit things. You know, I don't know anyone well enough in YouTube to say whether they are or aren't a piece of shit. I can only tell you the impressions they give me, because knowing someone online for an hour, 2 hours, or whatever, you don't know them. So like, if you say piece of shit things, that leads people to think you're a piece of shit. So, or if you say racist things, people think you're a racist. So, you know, it's just, those things kind of go hand in hand. But big up Destiny 5. There's a question here that Daniel asks me, and since you asked me earlier, Chang, and I slightly answered it with a sort of a carpet bombing approach, all of it. What about you? Where do you think Tottenham should be focusing on buying the most? Because for me, I think you roll the dice on any of the aforementioned parts, and we need them all. So give me all of them. But where are you at, Chang?
I'm with the defense. For me, that defense needs the most reinforcements, because if you look at the starting lineup that we put up against Forest or Chelsea or even Liverpool the past month, we actually have sufficient firepower in those departments to hurt teams where it matters. 3 goals against Chelsea and Liverpool is nothing to be sneered at, and I just wish that we're more consistent. But yeah, going forward with our recruitment, we have to buck up in the defense, because I just mentioned that's down to bare bones, and come Sunday, having no fit centre backs, senior centre backs too, at that for that matter, is not an excuse. We have to get more Dragushins, and if we even had the chance or the option to recall Ashley Phillips, or even bring Vuskovic back ahead of schedule, make it happen. Whatever we do, we cannot afford to stinge on that defense. Even a new backup goalkeeper, a new number 2 to challenge Vicario, that was what I called out for in the summer, where I felt that as good as Fraser Foster has been since Vicario has been out,
he can't play with the ball at his feet. He's a good shot stopper. Every keeper at that level, in my opinion, you're a good shot. How's a good shot stopper? But there was a part of where the game started to pass it back to me, and I remember being like, "No, stop it." I know this is my first game to play with y'all, but I'm going to tell you right now, when I kick that fucking ball, it could go to you. It could go to fucking who knows. So don't pass me the ball. I'm going to stop the shots. I'm going to be a big man in the box and set pieces and shit. I'm going to command that motherfucker. Just don't make me kick it with my feet. Unless I'm booting it long. I'll boot it long all fucking day. But you want to play tiki-taka, play it back with the keeper, build out of the back. Do not pass me the ball, which is something I think Fraser should say. However, I'm sure he's just like, this is fun. Because there was sometimes like I was feeling really confident as a keeper. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna come out. Instead of I roll the ball to myself and I'm like, fuck it, bro. Y'all look tired. Hey, let me hit him with the ooh-wee. I more did that when I played indoor league as opposed to the because outdoor you get burned real quick if you start trying to go ooh-wee. But with indoor, it's like 5 or 6 people. So I was like, oh, y'all are tired? Hey, I just roll it out and kind of juke a couple people, put a body on if you want, get a foul, have some fun, you know. Big up Petro. Sorry, I get digressed, but I agree with you. Fraser Forrester, not good enough. Plus, also not even the kind of keeper that we like. If you needed that kind of keeper, you could also get a David De Gea. He's a good shot stopper. But guess what happens when you try to fucking hey David, they're pressing us really high up. Here you go, David. David's gonna fuck around. Fraser Forrester's gonna fuck around. Jacob is gonna fuck around, and you don't know what you're gonna get. Maybe take too long to kick the ball, like we saw Fraser Forrester, and he got pickpocketed twice. It's crazy. It's crazy. But big up Petro. I have no idea why Reguilon's still here, and I know it's because we tried to get him sold somewhere, but he's not good enough to garner a price tag, I suppose. And they can't do their fucking job. I agree. I'm sick of Tottenham Accounts Club. All they care about is counting money, counting the moolah. And Huey Golf, what I would say to this comment is big up Sava. I will ask Sava his opinion on Ange. We talk quite often. And then as for the latter, there's only one thing he can do, and that is fuck himself as violently as possible, if that makes any sense. Anywho, we'll just move on. Graham Potter incoming. Daniel, if you actually want Graham Potter, bro, I want to give you a hug. I'm going to hug you just like this kangaroo. I say, Daniel, it's okay. I don't know who hurt you and why you want Graham Potter, but it's okay, Daniel Huang. But big up Daniel. And Daniel has an opposite opinion to me, and that's good. That's all good. It's good. It's healthy conversation. You know, be a good person, have healthy conversations, listen to others, or don't, or like the video, subscribe to the channel, or don't. Again, it's your fucking life. One thing I was talking, I think it was to Paul, and I was like, you know, something that I've never liked about YouTube is like when YouTubers off air or on air, like, hey, do this. Hey, you should do that. Hey, you should think this. You should do. And it's just like, I never wanted to be an influencer. The only people I care to influence is my family and my friends and those nearest to me. Now, if you are influenced by me, I just hope it's I'm laughing. You're making me laugh kind of a influence, not a, you know what? He's got me real riled up and angry. I'm going to go yell and shout at my family. It's like, you know, it's just weird. So again, I'm never going to tell you what to do. If you're looking for a leader, get a father. Don't look at some weird cultist on YouTube and be like, oh, he's got it. Oh, he said what I wanted to hear. So therefore I'm just going to fucking lick his boots. It's weird behavior from, you know, a lot of people don't have father figures. You need a dad. There's actually a channel on YouTube who it's a dad who made his channel for those people who don't have dads. He teaches you how to change a tire. He teaches you how to like do stuff that a dad would kind of teach you. Like, oh, here's how do you change your air filter in your car. Here's how you tie a tie. And he's like, I'm proud of you. I'm your, you know, he talks to you like he's your dad. So I would say go to those channels, not football Twitter or football YouTube, because like it's not going to help you. You're just going to get angry. Big up Simon Wynn with the 1999. Big up, major support and orange super chats. That's big time sponsorship of the show. So appreciate that. It says, Ange in, motherfuckers. Love that man. Love his football. Fuck the waffling quote supporters who can't handle the heat. Get the fuck out of here, is what he said. And you know.
All right, man.
Yeah, I agree with you, buddy. And it sounds like, Simon, this is the clip you want to hear.
Man, get the fuck out of here, man. Hey, get the fuck out of here because I'm gonna fuck you out right now, motherfucker. Hey, you are a horrible fighter, man. You never gonna get the fight, man. You are.
So yeah, you never want to get the. You are a horrible fighter, man. But big up Simon Wynn. Couldn't agree more. I do actually agree with this part. I love his football as well. A lot of people want to take the piss out because these players, like, again, I go back to even when we had a full squad, because people are trying to say, oh, this, that, and the other. When we had a full squad, you know what these players failed to do? Score a goal versus Arsenal. Convert their convert 10% of the chances created versus Newcastle. Those two matches, back-to-back losses, kick-started this whole like wham about Ange Postecoglou because in the last calendar years you never done this. In the last this you never done that. You never do this if you done that. And it's like, okay. I mean, I guess at some point it's just like you want to complain or you want to cry, and that's fine. Like, we all create our channels for different reasons, and mine is to just fucking have a good time, man. I don't try and take myself too seriously either, because I know I don't know it all, and that's okay. I'm still learning and growing. That's a beautiful part of the human condition. Our brain never stops intaking new knowledge. It just forgets the old ones, unfortunately.
That's why
Miss Bunny says opinions on football should never get personal. It's silly. I agree. I banter very silly sometimes, and then some people banter back very silly, and then it can delve into more silliness. However, like Sava and Paul, the Hotspur hippie, they both get very horrible things said to them in their chat by trolls, and by what some people would say is like Stell's sock account. Some people would say that, or his multiple socks account, confirmed, but. They both feel exactly the opposite about Ange and where Tottenham at and all the shit. And they both received the same amount of like heinous bullshit. To me, just stop. Just stop it. Just stop being fucking weird. Just let people have their opinions and say, you know what? I disagree. And that's okay. It's that's fucking easy. To not be a horrible person. But big up Ryan says, big up Jacob and Chang. Hope you had a good Christmas. How do you think the game will go Sunday? Big up Ryan, Wolves fan asking the question, so I had to bring it up. Chang, let me start with you. How do you think the game's going to go up? This morning I woke up seeing Cunha was going to be suspended. Apparently it's fake. I don't know. Don't listen to me. Someone on Twitter, I'm sure, has the official information. Is Cunha suspended? And with or without him, what is your prediction on Sunday?
My prediction on Sunday is that it's going to be the game of the season for us. That this is going to be the watershed moment that a lot of us Spurs fans and even some of the players have been waiting for. It's just to show our fans, the world in general, the media, even the journals that you can slate us all you want. You can belittle us. You can look down on us. You can say whatever you want of Big Ange, his tactics, our players, or even the hierarchy. This Sunday, of all days, of all the matches, Tottenham Hotspur and our players are going to be stand up and be counted for. We will see a different start, or rather a different half of the season compared to last season. I know that we have no fit centre backs, but that's not going to stop us from really going for the jugular. Wolves are looking good, don't get me wrong, but this might just be the game where the predator turns prey, and we might be up for it and try to outscore them. I am expecting a very open game. This Sunday, we are going to make our chances count. We are going to be converting our chances. It's a matter of which team outscores the opposition. I really do hope it's Spurs, or it could be even be Wolves, given how they have been scoring freely of late. But I'm expecting this to be a very feisty encounter. And
Rafa, that's actually funny. That's a funny comment. Sorry, he's bantering me. Because I guess I'm at the part of the comments where I was talking about, go get a father. There's a dude on YouTube. It's like, Dad, how do I? That's Miss Bunny said, Dad, how do I is a legend. And he says, sounds like you're his longest subscriber. No, I have a dad. I've been blessed. I had two dads. I had my real dad who walked out on my family at a young age. And now he's back. Well, he's been back a little bit. And I lived with him a little bit. But then I was also blessed to have a stepfather who treated me like his own son. He didn't have kids of his own, but he treated me and my brothers like his own kids. So I've had two really good examples of like how to do things, how not to do things. That's what I think what makes me a very well-rounded individual. But hey, that's just me talking, so don't take my word for it. Canelo is a great fighter. Shout out Canelo. Viva la Mexico, pendejo way. And big up Connor says sack Ange. Yeah, you wish, because he knows that would be detrimental to the club, because this guy is an Arsenal fan. So of course he wants us to sack Ange. Of course. And Ryan Gloria says back Ange ball. Now I think this is the opposite. He's a rival, not a rival because he's a Seagulls fan. I mean, fuck the Seagulls. But also he's saying back Ange ball because I guess he thinks that it's a joke and he wants us to keep laughing at us. So, everyone's got their different reasons for why. But there was something we were talking about, which was the game plan versus Nottingham Forest, and that clearly it didn't work. Someone in the comments said that they felt like it was naive, and that's clearly on Ange because we continued to beat on the drum that had no fucking tune. And to a degree, I agree with it as well. Because at this point, at this juncture, I think, it was like when Ange said the things about Timo, it's like he wasn't any more shit to that day than he was the 10 previous appearances, excluding City that he scored in the cup. But for me, it was like, why now all of a sudden do you see it, Ange? Why now is it fuck Timo Werner when Timo Werner's been giving us those fucking same performances? And it was like, maybe it's an accumulation of it. Now has enough strikes on the board where he says, look, Timo, and he left him out of the squad. And then now he has to put him back in the squad because we have no bodies. Again, I don't know, but I saw a few people that he's not suspended. Sunday is Cunha's trail for Spurs, so he's going to be playing versus us. It's his trial. Oh, Rafa says Spurs win 3-2 versus Wolves. What? That's nice. Chang, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking that it's going to be a cricket scoreline. It could be 5-3 to Spurs. It could be 5-3 to Wolves. It could even be a 6-7, 8-0. It might even be a 9-1 to Wolves or to Spurs, much like the Spurs and Wigan game all those years ago. But Sunday is not going to be a game for us to defend. I will tell you that much, given our injuries. And I really do hope now that Bentancur is back. I'm actually expecting big things from Bentancur. A lot of people seem to forget that we have Bentancur back from his suspension, which I thought was strange to even begin with. But here's hoping that Bentancur can pick up where he left off before his suspension, before he went off to the internationals as well. And I said everything I have to say about the forwards. Sonny needs to step up big time, because Sunday is going to be a showcase of the two Koreans in the Premier League. That is Hwang Hee-chan. Yep, correct. Hwang Hee-chan. And to anyone who didn't watch that Wolves and United game, Hwang scored for Wolves right at the very end to make it 2-0 to Wolves against United. So I'm sure Hwang will be trying to, pick up some momentum going into the second half of the season. And where better to do it than, at the home stadium where our club captain has been showcasing his talent in the Premier League for the past decade or so. But for me, I would actually use Sunday's game as a sort of a trial or a platform to sort of evaluate whether Hwang is actually worth going for in January. This is actually something I've said on multiple occasions in seasons past, even before Hwang came good for Wolves, where teams that have players where we feel we could maybe try to entice them to come over to us, compared to, say, trying to slug it out in whatever club that they're playing for. I've said multiple times that I really felt that Hwang was a good fit for us to other players that's like a Mitsoma or a Takefusa Kubo or any of these other Asian players. And I would still have Hwang Hee-chan over Richarlison, because I felt that Hwang Hee-chan is a better player, or rather he's an upgrade over Timo Werner. But come Sunday, I think it's going to be a battle of the two Koreans, as well as the midfield. That midfield, I think, is going to make or break our game, even the season. And Bentancur, as I mentioned earlier, I really do hope that whoever he partners, whether it's going to be Bissouma or Sarr or Kulusevski or even Bergvall in midfield, he's going to be key. If Maddison starts, then Maddison has to show us all why he's...
Maybe it'll be the 33% of the time. I said earlier in the show, he's a 33% guy, Chang. Maybe this will be that, if it's 1 in every 3, yeah, he may be cooking versus Wolves, because that could be that third one that he actually does perform well in. Like 33% of the time, he's good. 33% of the time, he's shit. The other 33%, he's injured. So it's like, I don't know. I really enjoyed Hwang. In regards to Hwang Hee-chan, I like his profile. He's a big-bodied forward. He can play off the left. He can play down the middle. And he's got a decent-sized frame on him. Where I fear is I don't know that he's consistent enough. Now, I can't say that I've watched as much Wolverhampton as I used to when they had old number 37. And if you know, old number 37. Ever since he left, I find myself watching less and less Wolverhampton games. Sorry, Ryan. But, every time I have seen him, he looks like a specimen. He scores some goals, but is it consistent? I don't know. I feel like maybe a Wolves fan would be better to know. I think he's going to cause us problems, but that doesn't say much in my opinion, because a lot of players with a lot better and worse qualities have made us suffer and struggle versus them. So, yeah, we'll see. I don't know about a trial. If I had to pick one person off Wolves to take, it'd probably be Cunha, or I'd take Ait Nori as well, because we need a fullback, and I think Ait Nori would genuinely challenge Destiny, because Destiny this year, if you would have said this last year, I'd have said, oh, he's for sure a backup to Destiny. But Destiny on that goal versus Nottingham Forest, Alonga said 3 days ago, I think I'm the fastest. I think I'm the fastest player in the Premier League. And then what do you do when he has the ball in the box nearing the 6 yard? He drops off. He's watching him rather than playing him, and he's watching him outpace him. And to me, that's where I was like, yeah, I didn't like that. And that's not the first time this year where I thought Destiny just kind of half-assed it. So, big up Lee Gunner, because it gave us a great clip. But every time I say, what's up, Lee Gunner, he always reminds me, how about Destiny, huh? Happy Destiny Udogi Day.
Doji. Oh, yes. Oh, Destiny Doji Day. Hey. Idiots, man.
Yeah, so that was originally at me, and now earlier he was doing a watch along for Arsenal. I just went there and said, big up Lee. And he was like, big up Jacob. How about your boy Destiny, huh? How about your boy Destiny Udogi? Happy Destiny Day. So it's a fun joke.
I really wanted Calafiori, by the way. Now that you're speaking of Arsenal and Udogi, I really wanted Calafiori before he made the move to N7, but
I'd never heard of him before until the Euros, I'll be honest.
Okay.
And then I heard of him in the Euros, and he looked decent, but it was like Italy's. I could not watch Italy play, bro. It's like I'd rather watch paint dry. They're just boring. Historically, every time I've been like, oh, Italy's a big country, man. That'll be a good match. It's a fucking. They're just sitting there and they're just fucking taking a. And they're just countering, and it's just not my style. I don't like it enough. 37, Jamie O'Hara, Spurs legend. No, number 37 for Wolves back in the day.
Traore, Adama Traore, who's playing for Fulham now.
Yeah, which he's part of the reason they're having success as well. Shout out Adama Traore every single time. A lot of people they try to say this and that to him. The only thing I got to say to Adama,
Aside.
That's my favorite part. That's what I got to say to Adama, because if he would have joined Tottenham when I asked for him to join Tottenham, we would have had the most lethal front three, because Harry Kane, Son, and Adama Traore would have destroyed the league. It would have destroyed the league. All right, you want to know why? Because the sheer threat of Adama's pace and the clinicalness of Sonny, plus the football genius of Harry Kane, the three of that would have been like a fucking, what are those Greek mythology beasts with the three heads and like on Hercules? And they had the, you know what I'm talking about? And you cut off the head and two more sprout. That's what it, bro, it would have been so dynamic. The Adama, I never go to the gym, Troy. Yeah, he said he never goes to the gym, and if you follow his Instagram account, he's always in the fucking gym. He's always, but not like doing, I think he said he never goes to the gym for his arms. I don't know for sure. But just respect Adama. Respect Adama. He wasn't used right because playing for Nuno, who's a defensive manager, like on the counter, it'd be fine. But if you use him in an attacking system, Adama would always give me Adama Traore. I'll still take him. He always got me. He is the reason I watched Wolverhampton games. I was like, I got to see what Adama does. I just want to watch the specimen. It was like, I have a weird thing with like exciting footballers with no end product, like Alan St. Maximin. I fucking watch Newcastle matches. He's starting. I'm putting that. I'm getting it on because I want to see what St. Maximin gonna do. And now he's in Saudi. No, now he's in Turkey. He was in Saudi last year. I'd still take him at Tottenham. I don't give a fuck. But that's why I don't, run a club or anything. But look, we're almost at an hour and a half, Chang. I want to make this short enough so people watch. And my wife is waiting for me. I told her only an hour. And I've officially done 30 minutes longer than an hour. But it's been a lot of fun. I enjoyed having you on. It's been too long since we last
Thank you for having me on in the first place.
Put the kangaroo back. But Chang, tell me how... shit, man. I got 100 more questions, but what the fuck is gonna happen? What the so you said give Ange until the end of the season, right? I think that's good. I think I'm fine with that because if we get bounced out of all these competitions and we finish lower in the league than we did, at that point, what am I there to defend? Because there needs to be some visible sign of improvement. And there is some, but when I feel like the sum that I could use, like say we lose to Liverpool, we get bounced out that competition. We go in the FA Cup until we face a semi-adequate team, and then we lose in that competition. And Europa, there's plenty of good teams that'll knock us out of that if we get to the next stages, which it's not even guaranteed that we're going to be in the next stages. So that's 3 competitions effectively, the 3 that I'm still holding out for that... If he makes it to, say, we've already made it to 1 semifinal. So say we make it to FA Cup final and lose, I'm still cool with Ange sticking. Like there's a lot of variable and hypotheticals where I'm still fine with Ange continuing into the next year. However, if we get fucking embarrassed out of the FA Cup, we respectfully get bounced out by Liverpool and we don't even make it to the next round of Europa, and we finish with where our league, then at that point, what am I to defend? I've honestly stopped defending, and I've just been, I'm not Ange in, I'm not Ange out, I'm Ange assaulted. That's what I am. I'm Ange assaulted. Just, what's up, bro? Like, are you going to do it? You going to do it? I'm supporting him either way. My support is with him. But see, if we lose to fucking Tamworth, that might be it. If I was about to be Ange out if we had lost to Coventry, but Jed Spence came on and saved me and saved Ange, and if we lose that, I looked up Tamworth, bro. My high school football stadium holds more capacity than the grounds of Tamworth, so there's no fucking excuse. You can't. If we lost to Tamworth, he should not even get a ride home. He should have to Uber home. I'll be honest. What about league position? Have you got a cutoff point for him to get sacked? I've always said I'm fine with 16th and Europa Cup. I'm fine with 15th and FA Cup. I'm fine with 13th and a Carabao Cup. Because I'm desperate, Miss Bunny. My standards are in the gutter. I'm fucking thirsty. I need a trophy. I want it so bad. But if we won that Europa Cup, I don't give a fuck where we finish in the table. Now, realistically, it would never play out because the club would sack him based off of league performance before we ever got to the final of a Europa or whatever. But, in a sense of like, well, you win Europa, I'm fine with whatever position. I'd take relegation. How would that work, though? If we got relegated, but we won Europa, would they let a championship team play in Champions League?
I think it's possible. I mean, I think was there one team that actually did it?
I'm wondering. That's 200 years of maybe. I have no idea. But how does that work? That'd be interesting. You're like, I'm playing in the championship on a Tuesday, but they have to reschedule it because I'm actually playing in the Champions League.
Leicester did it, didn't they? I think Leicester did it.
Wigan. Destiny says Wigan did it.
Oh, sorry, Wigan. Okay. I know. Yeah, I knew that there was a team that actually were playing in Europe despite playing in a second tier football. But yeah, Wigan Athletic did it. That was so very long ago. I think even before Pochettino's time, maybe during AVB's time. I think when we still had Bale. But it's been done before. But I don't think that's going to come to pass.
Wigan did it with Roberto Martinez.
Yep, that was it exactly. So, I mean, stranger things have happened in football, and that's why we all love football.
About knockout competitions, tournament football specifically, bro. That's why I'm like, I'm okay. Like, yeah, we should have fucking beat Nottingham Forest. I'm pissed, but they also went to Anfield and they beat the fucking best team in the world right now. So they are good outfit. And we struggled against a good outfit. I'm not that upset about it. I'm not upset about the number of losses. I know people brought up like the win-loss draw number, and I made a joke and I said, "What is that, an area code?" And I thought it was funny. But the part for me is like, I don't care where we finish as long as we win a trophy. And big up Edward Y of Oz says a trophy's protection against nasty banter from rivals. For me, I don't care. I don't need a trophy to protect me from banter from rivals. Why I want a trophy is because, God damn it, I ain't seen us lift one since I've been a fan, except for preseason cups and shit. And I want us to fucking, like, I still get upset thinking about the last Carabao Cup final we played in. It's the last final we were in. I want to win the game. And when you win the game, you win a trophy at the end. You win the game enough. And I'm fine with the Premier League not being our bag of noodles. But God, just give me something, man. Or get me to a final. And then that shows like we're fine. And I think Ange wants to win as bad as I want to win that trophy. So that's why I still support him. Because I know deep down he's a winner. I know deep down Ange Postecoglou is not all these things that people with a loud voice want to attribute to him. He's not. They're always hands in his pockets, but then next moment his hands are out of his pockets and he's doing the suck my dick symbol. But no one mentions that. And then they say, oh, he looks down in interviews. Yeah, he looks down in interviews and corrects the interviewer from saying wrong factual information. And then people want to beat him over the head about it. To me, like, yes, be mad about the man, about when he makes subs in the thing, about who he starts, about his lineups. The tactics, to me, I just disagree. I think the tactics work. I think they're fine. I think if we had enough good players to pull it off, we could, and that it would work in this league. So I disagree with a lot of that. But those are all fine things, I think, to take the piss out of. It's the hands in the pockets. It's the weird. It's the people who don't like Ange just because he's not from the UK or he's not like an attractive European dude. He's just a fucking grizzly man. And that's my motherfucker. That's my kind of guy. A fucking man. A man's man. Ange outers would be fuming if we won Europa. Well, it would put to bed all their fuck. I would love it. And guess what? They got to look at my armpits. Everyone must look at my armpits.
If that actually happened, I'm giving you all the player worn material from Son for you to ingest and to graft onto your skin and whatever not.
Yeah, you remember. Hey, you remember. I have a son. There people are like, where are you at with Son? And I said, where I'm at with Son is if we win a trophy, I'm going to take this cloth of Sonny clothing that I have and I'm going to sew it into my skin like a psychopath. That's how much I love Son. So again, he was not good versus Forest. He hasn't been that great this year. Some people are saying he's fallen off. I don't think so. I think you just give like me, when I work or stream too much and it's just back to back, you know, eventually I'm gonna need a second to just chill out. And I think that's where that was. Big up Surfaces says Ange outers care more about Ange being gone than winning a trophy. They would rather Ange out over winning a trophy. To me, that's just weird. Like blaming a dude in the back seat for something the driver did, which is what they want to do to Ange.
What the fuck was that about, huh? What's up, you fat pig? What, you don't see where you're fucking going?
I wasn't even driving.
Don't shut the fuck up, you fucking piece of bacon. Why'd I get picked on?
Yeah, why is he getting picked on, man? But yeah, we do have to play Liverpool twice. That's not looking good. My only hope is that they play like the kids. We play the U12 because they're so worried about champions and Premier League. Don't worry about little Carabao. Just let us worry about the little old Carabao Cup. Don't you stress out. But think about the run it would take, Chang. So, while we're doing hypotheticals, and I know I said I was going to end the show about 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago now, and I haven't. But I was just thinking about this. If we somehow win the Carabao Cup, you know what that means? Our fucking run was to knock out City, knock out United, knock out Liverpool, and then in the final beat either Arsenal or Newcastle. That would be a fucking run to be proud of. And I don't know that anyone could be like, oh, it's just a Carabao Cup. And some of the wham, you know what they say, Chang? They say, oh, if we won a trophy, it doesn't change anything. We're still taught. It don't change. You won the game. It don't change nothing. Well, it does, because you literally just added one to the win call, but semantics, I suppose. Ange ball is not for the defense you have. As simple as that. Akmal, the defense we have now, anyway. I would say Ange ball with our starting 11 doesn't have the attacking creativity nor cock and balls that Ange ball requires. It really requires someone to go out there and do the damn thing. Like, Brennan Johnson is our highest goal scoring thing, but I get so frustrated when Brennan Johnson has the ball, there's no one in front of him, and he's looking to cross it in rather than just go forward.
Take on your men.
Go forward. Go forward. I
Dribble
play
past
goalie.
one
I don't know what they train these attackers in training, but I guarantee it was not, hey, I know there's a bunch of grass in front of you, and there's a guy right here. Hit him while trying to cross the ball. That is not, I know it. And I didn't have to do the attacker drills to know it. I just want a fucking trophy, man. But yeah, sorry, Chang. What? Go ahead.
Yeah. With regards to the trophy, I mean, the people who say that nothing changes with or without that trophy, you need to take a good, long, hard look at yourself and ask yourself, why are you even a fan of the club if you don't want us to be successful? For me, trophies and silverware and everything that comes with it is the very definition of a football club's success on the pitch, that is. And we could be champions of financial fair play. We could win all these.
He's jinxing it. He's jinxing it. He's jinxing it, Chang. He's jinxing it. Big up, Ryan. Thank you for the jinx. We needed this. I needed this jinx, baby girl. Because you know what that means? Sonny getting the fucking hat trick, baby. Talk to me.
In the spot, and I came with the fellas. Ray Mac got hit in the back, his melon. Also, it's my first time. Please.
I love Sonny.
This is how I'm going to be looking at you, Ryan. Come on now. You jinxed it. You jinxed it. You put it in stone. You jinxed it. You jinxed it. And the spotlight came with the fellas. Sorry, Chang. What were you saying there?
No,
I just interrupted. I just saw Ryan. He jinxed it. So,
no,
yeah, I'm starting to feel like how I felt versus Liverpool. They're like, well, how could you win this? And I was like, Ange has a thing against bald managers. There's only one that's beat him this year, and it was Enzo Maresca. But then Arne Slot did it. So now my fucking bald agenda's out the way. So then I was like, well, anything can happen. I really am like Jim Carrey in Dumb and Dumber. I'm like, so you're saying there's a chance? And they're like, very small. Like, I'm like, what? 1 in 100? They're like, more like 1 in a million. And I'm like,
It's
so
the
you're
hope that
saying
kills
there's
us,
a chance. You're saying
the
there's
hope
a
that
chance.
kills us. But as so long as there's hope, you never give up on it. And just so long as you can find a way, by hook or by crook, I think it's time for Big Ange himself to maybe employ some of the darker arts, the frowned upon, dark arts of football, to win by any means necessary, even if that means forsaking his Ange ball and just parking the bus when we, have a lead to defend. And yeah, this Sunday is going to be very interesting, seeing how we're going to go into the remainder half of the season. It's the halfway mark, and regardless of whatever has come before, I mean, we still have a whole.
Hey, we were top of the league during Christmas under a fantastic fucking manager, and it all fell apart. So who's to say that we ain't just been hanging? Like last year, we went on that 10-game unbeaten streak. We can still do that.
Yep.
We can still do that and more. But it just depends on consistency, because that's the same thing whenever we beat City and we beat all this. I always said, in order to get the Ange doubters, haters, whatever you want to call them, get them all off your back, just keep winning. That's the only thing that'll shut everyone up. Just keep winning, have consistent wins and consistent performances, and everyone will love you. And you know what? We didn't do that. The consistency has been so consistently inconsistent that it's like now everyone hates you, but I don't. I love you, Ange. I believe in you. I think he's the right man for the job. I think one day we'll all be thanking Big Ange for the things that he's done here, and we all going to be getting to fuck on this Tottenham bed tonight, baby. All right? When we win that trophy, we fucking on the Tottenham bed, and there ain't no way about it. All right? Get out the Tottenham sheets, baby. Get out the lily white panties, my love, because we fucking on the Tottenham bed. And that's the vibes I need at the end of the season. Not this, oh, do we keep him? Do we not? Do we do? Do we do? No. But I do got to go. My sub tracker, we're down 62 subs the last time I updated it, Chang. Now let me go look at the analytics page. And let's see. Did anyone from the Dawn of Sam raid subscribe? Let me refresh this. 13 people. 13 people subscribed. So we've officially... I'm going to edit the sub tracker. We're now at minus 49. Minus 49. That's good. That's good. We're working on it, baby. So big up to those of you who did sub. Big up to those of you who unsub. Who cares? Because at the end of the day, you are your own being. You can fucking sub. You can unsub. You can sub, unsub. You could do it fucking 20 times a day. I don't really care, man. I would say don't waste your time. Like, get a hobby, fucking whittling wood or you know, go-karts. Go-karting. That sounds like fun. More than the subbing thing, but you know, whatever floats your boat. And you don't have to subscribe here, but I would hope that you do, because you're very welcome. No matter how you feel, you fucking think I'm ridiculous for a lot of the things I say, it's okay. As long as there's love to be shared, I'm gonna be here. Come. But Chang, is there anywhere you're gonna be, buddy, that people can find you coming up very soon?
I'm looking forward to maybe doing my fourth pre-match pump-up in a row over on We Are Tottenham TV prior to the game against Wolves tomorrow. And I would love nothing more than to see you there in
You
my
said
state
tomorrow, but I was like, wait, tomorrow's Saturday, bro. You got me scared. I was like, do I need to wake up early tomorrow?
Sunday. Okay, I'm just going to cut out all the tomorrows and yesterdays. I'm just going to go straight to the days. Yeah, I really... do hope that you will be there in my state on Sunday. But if you are not, then I would.
It wouldn't be in your stead. It would be in conjunction with, my friend. We'll be.
Oh, that will be even
better.
Because
I've never done a pre-match pump-up show yet with you, so that'll be great to do.
Yeah, that will be one to look forward to. But assuming that I'm not available for the pre-match pump-up against Wolves on Sunday, I will most definitely be available at noon British time on Monday over on the Perfect Match with Mr. and Mrs. Boxall. That's what I did 12 hours earlier. Yeah, cannot wait to do the pre-match pump-up with you, Mr. Wolverhampton, for the Wolves game. And I really do hope you will be available on Sunday.
I hope so too. It is going to be an early morning, but I haven't been on there in a minute, so I'm hoping to get back to it. But yeah, you know, for me, but first of all, big up Kate and Jim with the perfect match every single time. Much love to them and for holding it down all the times that I've had to miss. But yeah, I'm going to try to go live either before I'm going to be live fucking after the game for sure. I've kind of stopped doing watch-alongs just because I feel like the market's super saturated and it takes a lot out of me to be live for like 4 hours plus the watch-along. It's like 3 hours plus the pre-match pump-up. It's like 4 hours I'm live, and then I have a show that evening, so I'm like usually dead. Then I work Sunday night at the warehouse, so I'm like, I gotta conserve my energy. So I've been doing match reactions. So thank you to those who do support those match reactions. I will go live about 30 minutes after the full whistles. Kind of, that gives me time to go talk a little bit on the football terrace, talk a little bit wherever someone needs me on an immediate match reaction. Then I have then I go on to mine. So, but look, I'm going to leave it there. And I'm going to say, first of all, thank you, Chang, so much. And happy holidays. It's so good to chat with you. Hopefully we get to talk again on stream before the new year. But if we don't, just know that I hope this new year brings nothing but love, joy, merriment, and dubs. Just constant dubs for you, buddy. Let's see. Is there anyone in the chat that I missed? Let me make sure I shout out the super chatters, the sponsors tonight. SkullX, member for 3 months. We got Pepe the Frog with a €2 super chat. Sinead with a $1.99 super chat. And Simon Wynn with the big dono of the night. Appreciate you, Simon Wynn. And you know what? You can't spell win without win, Simon. So you know what? You're a winner. You're a born winner. You come from a lineage of winners. One of my friends in high school, his name's Daniel Wynn. And I used to say, all he does is win, 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 no matter what. And hopefully you got money on your mind and you can't ever give it up, is what I think the line goes from T-Pain. Shout out T-Pain. Who I was going to redirect you to, they've ended. So I'm just going to redirect you to Lee Gunner. So go on over to Lee Gunner and say, Happy Destiny Udogi Day or Udogi Day Raid. Adogi Day raid, or just say, oh yay,
Doji, oh yes, oh Destiny Doji Day, hey, idiots, man.
So yes, not sure if I'm going to go live tomorrow, but I might. Who knows? I might get the. So make sure you have the notification bells turned on. And if you ain't into being turned on, then don't click on this channel, baby. But my wife just texted me, said hello. Yes, I gotta go. Oh my goodness, I gotta go. I'm so late. Oh my goodness. But big up everybody. Like, subscribe, or don't, whatever. The poll is ended, and most of the people said that they're good. How you doing, boo? So that's very nice. So as always, folks. These last little bit is for you. Stay blessed, stay fresh, up the lads. Be kind to yourself and be kind to others. And come on, you Spurs.
Cause.
United Spurs of America, with your hosts, Michael and Jacob.
Look at Sterling. What are you laughing at, you fucking fraud?